Give me 1 second. I'm just pinning a link really quick. Paste. Boom. All right. Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. This is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. And today, I'm in great spirits. Today is the last day of the 5-day challenge this week, where I walked the gentleman through the whole entire process of raising and increasing their level of confidence in any area of their life. It has been a tremendous success. I've watched some men, some kings, come forth and really enjoy and apply the principles in the actual challenge. I've watched them being challenged. I'm actually enjoying them. Watch them take the challenge, because a lot of times, especially as men, if we're not confident in something, we'll shy away from the challenge. But these gentlemen have taken this challenge on head first, and I can sit here and say right now that I'm very proud of them. I'm so glad of the effort that they're not only putting in for their lives, like I've told them before, but for the future of their children's lives. Today, I wanted to talk about the scary reoccurring uh, cause of low confidence. So I've been coaching now for about a little under a year, full time, and I've run into about excuse me, a little under 15 individuals. Right, I've coached a little bit under 15 men in my last 8 months of coaching full time, and the one reoccurring theme and seems like to be the main core of the reason why men lack confidence excuse me, is because we just don't know. We don't know what we're going after. Let me explain. So yesterday I was in a room in Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, definitely should try this room out. Bishop Greg Davis is one of his rooms, and it's called When the Right One Comes. And the topic of conversation was, are you afraid to date someone that's not on that list? Right, we all have that list of things that we want the person that we're trying to become one with, right, to have. We know that list we're talking about. But this list brought about some really great introspection in my life, because I said to myself, wow, when I was before I met my wife, I was very young, and everything that I thought I wanted, I really didn't want. And that made me really look into it. I was like, why is it that at that stage of life, everything that I thought I wanted, I actually in turn and didn't want. It really wasn't for me. Then I had to really think about that, and I was like, yo, this is real. So while I'm doing my introspection, I'm sitting there and I say, did I really want these things, or was it because everyone else around me would approve of it? Let's think about that for a second. Do you really like something, or do you only like it because everyone else around you approves of it? And that right there, I had to realize, whoa. So then I began to ask the men I coach, yo, what is it that you like? What is it that you find pleasure in, that you want to obtain? What is it? And then I get answers that lead back to other people in their lives. The answer never leads back to their core desire. And this is what I'm troubled about. Because if we have this list of things, or we think that we want these things, but we only want them to get someone else's approval or to be accepted by others, the question is, do we really want it? right? We got to ask ourselves this question: do we really want this? And after you say to yourself, all right, I think I want this, right? Because we really got to do some introspection here. And let me tell you, introspection is one of the scariest things in the world to do. One of the scariest things in the world to do. But as I sit here and think to myself, I say, you know what? Introspection is the best thing you can do, especially when you don't know. See, so check this out. I'm gonna give you a story that goes along with it. So growing up, I was raised in a Pentecostal household, raised in church my entire life. So I obviously was raised a certain way and influenced a certain way. As I began to get older, and I began to see things that see life through my own eyes, right? Because as children, we only can see as far as our parents allow us, right? As far as our parents' reach will allow us. So once my eyes begin to be open and I begin to see life through my own view, I began to realize that the things that I thought I like, the things that I thought I like, I don't even like. And I'm like, yo, why did I think I like those things? Why did I have that thought? Why do I believe that these things were actually something that I desired? Then I had to check myself and realize that, yo, at this point in time in my life, at that stage, I was very much a people pleaser. I didn't want anybody around me to be upset. I didn't want anybody around me to not like the decision that I made. That was a real thing for me. Hell, that's still a real thing sometimes, even this day in my life, depending on who you are. I just went through a tremendous mental battle with myself about doing something I know I should be doing to protect my family, all because I didn't want someone around me to be at dis-ease with my decision. So think about that. If I'm so worried about somebody else's thought process on my decision making, I'm never ever going to fully make a decision that's based on what I want. So truly, how could I be confident? This is groundbreaking stuff right here. This, for me, this was like, whoa, because I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go there. There was a time in my life where the people in my life were telling me the type of person I should marry, like I should commit my life to, and I was going along with it. I gotta be honest. I was going along with it, but until that one day, I realized, like, yo, there's nobody gotta live this life for real but me. There's nobody gotta answer for this individual being but me. I don't have to seek anyone's approval to live my life. And this is why I say that this is a scary reoccurring uh cause of what's causing men to lose their confidence or not have it. Because yo, we don't even know truly what we want because we're so fearful of being ridiculed, judged, ostracized, canceled. Like there's so much fear moving around that it's impossible almost to really walk in your own truth. But I'm here today to say that that's not the case anymore. It's this we can't allow this to be the case. We can't allow this to be the narrative. We as men should not be walking around here with our heads down between our shoulders because we just don't know our authentic truth. And like I told my coaches, my clients, there is no way someone can tell you your authentic truth. I can't tell you that. I can't give that to you. No one can give you your authentic truth. No one. There's no one can do that for you. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your brother, not your sister. You name it, they can't do it. The only person that can tell you authentic truth and live out your life is you. And I'm telling you something, when I took that ownership of that, When I truly understood that theory right there, that thought process of knowing that there's no one else that can live my life for me, there's no one gonna stand in front of me and take the brunt of my decisions for me. I realized, like, you know what? Just becoming my own man stuff is deeper than I thought it was. No wonder I don't have any confidence in anything else I'm doing in life. I truly don't know, not even what I actually want in life. That's the scary part. We as men don't even know what we want in life because we're too scared to even do the introspection. And I say the word scared purposely because fear is real. Because the fear of feeling insecure, that's real. That's very much real. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it's not. But one thing I do know is that once we do the introspection, and once we get past that hurdle, there's beauty on the other side. There's life. There's liberty to live life on the other side confidently. And I'm not saying this because I read this somewhere. No, this is something that I'm living. I am so grateful to the Most High that I did not listen to the people that told me what I was supposed to do with my life. Y'all hear me? I am so grateful that I did not listen to them folk. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some people that was telling me some legitimate things, some righteous things to do, and I did. I adhered to some of them. But how to live my life? Oh no. Who to marry? Oh no. There was advice, granted, appreciated, but at the end of the day, I chose to be who I am. And that makes me the most confident in so many other areas of my life. Now, there's work to be done on many sides, but the one thing I do know now is what I want. So that's what I'm gonna leave today with. I'm gonna leave you with that question today. Do you really know what it is that you want? Or are you basing your wants or what you think somebody else is approval of you? Is what you want someone else approval? Hmm. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. Is what you want really someone else's approval? Well, I got some time. Let's unpack that for a second. Because approval would also mean that you can be disqualified, right? There's got to be a yin to a yang. So if you need someone's approval, that means they can also disapprove of you. So what you mean to tell me is a person, right? An individual just like you, right? Because we're all the same. An individual just like you has the right to approve or disapprove you as an individual. Mm. And they didn't have not one bit to do with the manufacturing of you as an individual, your heart, your spirit, your soul. They didn't have anything to do with the manufacturing of any of those entities. But you mean to tell me you need their approval? We got to shift how we think. We got to shift how we see life, how we see individuals, how we see circumstances. Because at the end of the day, it's all about how you see it. My mentor showed me a few months ago how if you just look at one object from four different points, you can see it from four different perspectives, and so forth and so on. So why, as human beings, with all the faculties that we have, mentally, right? We have a lot of those. We have a lot of things going on in our brain. Why is that we're the highestly functioning species on Earth and we need someone else's approval? We gotta get to the point where we're moving in spite of. Now I'm being transparent right now. This was hard for me. This is very hard for me. I was raised by a single mother until I was 7 years old. She married a man that just understood how to pay bills and get things accomplished. He really didn't understand the raising of a son. So there was a lot of things emotionally I didn't understand. So my perception and angle of looking at and viewing life is skewed a little bit to a boy that doesn't understand really the position of a man. So here I am in manhood, not really understanding my role, and I'm thrusted into it. I got to understand that in life, there's going to be times where my decision making is going to make others uncomfortable. What I want as a man is going to make other people and other individuals around me at some point in life uncomfortable. And I got to be okay with that because no matter what, that's still my authentic truth. That's still what I want. If I want to go outside and jump around in hay all day, that's my business. That's my prerogative. If there's joy in that for me, that's what I should be doing, regardless of what you or anyone else thinks of me. But we're so caught up in trying to be accepted socially. Now, don't get me wrong, it's cool. I like being accepted socially. I like hanging out with my friends. I like doing all the things that normal human beings do. But what I'm also not worried about, though, in the same time, is being accepted by each and every one out here. I have a tribe of people that appreciate me. I have a people that tolerate me. And then I have people that really don't give a damn about me. But at the end of the day, I can't allow any one of those groups of people to dictate my authentic truth. And neither can anybody else. You can't let someone else or a group of people make you feel that you have to tuck your authentic self away and pick up this fake facade. That can't be the wave because it's not sustainable. And thanks to the Most High, it's not. I'm gonna be honest. I'm grateful because do you know how many of us will still be trying to put on a facade if it was actually sustainable? We never get to meet most of the people in the world. But we got to get to the point where you like what you like because you like what it is that you like, and stand on that. I'm telling you, that right there is the ultimate confidence. Being who you are, regardless of where you're at. Never changing your moral compass. What are the principles that you stand on? This is another question I asked them in that. What are you standing on as a man? What is your non-negotiables? Because if you don't have a baseline, if you don't have a bottom line, what are you standing on? How do you build on it? If there's nothing concrete there, if there's no foundation, how do you build on that? The obvious answer is you can't. I'm telling you, when you allow yourself to get out of your own way, because that's what it is we do. We're in our own way when we really allow someone else's judgment to be our reality. We're in our own way because someone else's judgment is just like their opinion. It's theirs. It's not until you make it yours or try to make it now your reality that is now yours. Think about that for a second. Someone else's opinion of you is theirs up until you pick it up. That's a good one. Even for myself, I'm saying to myself in my head, that's a bar right there. We gotta stop letting people dictate our lives through their opinions. I got a bunch of men that I know personally that are living a life through a facade right now, just because the people they live around. I know young men right now who are pretending to be thugs just because of their friends that they so-called have right now. This is why it's scary, y'all. Because those same young boys I'm talking about that are pretending and portraying to be something right now are going to grow up to be men not really knowing what it is they want. And that's going to translate throughout their entire lives. And then guess what? You're going to judge them. You're going to say, oh, this man ain't got no confidence. Oh, he must not stand for nothing. Oh, he ain't no good. He ain't putting the work on himself. And the truth of it is, the young man don't even know. He don't even know what it is he likes, he doesn't like. Because his entire life it's been dictated to him. Not to just not in words, but in actions, based upon society, the people around him, the level of testosterone that surrounds him, the level of masculinity that has to be quote unquote betrayed on a day-to-day basis around this young man. This is what happens. He grows up not even understanding what he likes. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine not even know what it is that brings you pleasure in life? Legitimately. I know what it feels like. Because let me tell you, if you want to point out a young man that doesn't know what he likes, look for the anger. Because what we do as men, when we get frustrated, the natural thing we do is get angry. If you want to see a man who doesn't really understand himself or doesn't really understand what he wants or likes in life, check his anger level. Watch him, see how he responds in intense moments. Does he fly up to the handle? Does he go buck wild? Is he uncontrollable? Is rage jump out of him? These are all signs that something's not right. And I can guarantee you it stems down to him just not even know what he likes or what he is in life. For a very long time, I thought because I had I had the title of man, I had to be this brute man, like this alpha man, right? This is my thought process. So here I am trying to keep that up all the time, wrinkling my face up in the mirror, right? Trying to seem like I'm tougher than what I really am, all because I want to be accepted. I don't want to be made fun of. I don't want to seem socially awkward. I don't want to be casted out. But what we got to do for our young people and even ourselves right now is understand acceptance is not what we should be looking for. We should be given acceptance, giving it to ourselves, accept who we are. Self acceptance is one of the most powerful weapons in the world, and we have it in our arsenal. And so, like, it's so crazy how there's a few of us that use it. Now, I'm not saying sit here and wallow in your mess. No, don't get me wrong. Don't misquote me. I'm not saying yeah, well, I can't, so I'm not. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is understand that I'm an imperfect individual. There's gonna be some things that I'm not gonna be so good in. I'm gonna have situations where I don't perform and have a great experience. This is life. But that does not mean that I'm less of a man. That just means I got to learn better in that space. This is why grace and space is so important because we get to adults and forget how to live like children. Yo, I got a 4-year old soon to be in 2 weeks, and my daughter is 5. Yo, they make mistakes all through the house and they don't care nothing about it. But it's something crazy how we get as adults and we make mistakes and we hold on to that. Oh no, I don't want to experience that again. Let me not do that. And it'd be the craziest things. But what we got to do is start learning to let go. Let go of this stuff. Let go of the stuff that we've learned to internalize. Like I said before, somebody else's opinion of you is theirs up until you pick it up. Think about that for a second. If somebody has something in their hand right now and they wanted to give it to you, but you didn't want it, could they actually give it to you if you don't physically accept it? If they forced it on you and you don't open your hand to receive it, could you actually take that? Could they make you receive something? The answer is no. So why would you receive their opinion of you if you know it's not you? Why would you willingly take that on? I can tell you why. Because you really don't have a strong foundational understanding of what it is that you like or who you are. It's easy to tell someone that doesn't understand who they are or what they want in life, what they should be doing, and have them sway and move off their rock. It's easy. That's like trying to keep a ship a sail that's not anchored. Good luck trying. That ship would be down the ocean in no time. We got to understand in order for us to really, really be happy in this life, we got to actually find out what it is that makes us happy. Yo, what is that you want to do every single day in your life for the rest of your life? What would it make you happy? If money wasn't a thing, if you didn't have to go to work, what is that you want to do every single day of your life? We got to ask ourselves these questions because this is where we find our happiness at. Like we gotta stop being so caught up in trying to make someone else happy. Like I've been married to my wife now for 7 years. I've been with her for 15 years. She cannot make me happy. She can't. It's impossible. Now she can do some things that cause me to feel good. Absolutely. But my wife and no one else can give me my happiness. The same way there's no one else that can give you yours. So forget confidence. Forget about that. We got to talk about your character. We got to talk about what you are as an individual. Before we even get to a confident individual, somebody asked me the other day, yo, what it is that you do not play with? Like, what is one of the things that is a no-go for you? And the first thing that came to mind was, you don't play with my children. Period. I stand on that. Even when I can't stand. On my deathbed, I'm standing on that principle. If I could do anything about it to my dying breath, even in my spirit, this is what I'm going to stand on. And many other principles, right? I believe a man's supposed to take care of his family. I stand on that. You can't shake me on it. There's nothing you can say under the sun, the moon, or whatever else is in that sky that's going to make me change. Shake that about me. It's impossible. You might as well write it on my tombstone right now because it's not going nowhere. It's not going to change. I stand firm in that. But before all of that, what am I? I'm just a matured boy. That's it. I'm a baby boy that's over time has matured. It's gotten some facial hair that's starting to turn a little white and gray on me, but don't talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But that's the only that's what I am at the essence of what I am. I am just a boy that's matured and still looking to mature each and every day to learn a little bit more about life, myself, this journey. That's all I am. And now, once I figure out the essence of what I am, man, what brings my spirit joy? Let me tell you, introspection is one of the most powerful tools we have as people, y'all. It's scary. Don't get it twisted. Oh, God. Let me tell y'all something. Introspection is something else, boy. Excuse me. But I think to myself now, after all these years, if I wouldn't have ran and hid, because that's what I was doing all these years, running and hiding from myself, from running from the inner me, which is crazy. Think about this. Running from your inner you is almost as crazy, if not crazier, than you trying to run away from your shadow. You ever try to run from your shadow? Like when you was children, right? When you was a kid, you ever do that while you walk down the block and you see a shadow chasing up behind you, you try to take off running and see if you can outrun your shadow? It's one of the craziest games in the world, right? But this is what we do, especially as men. Because first of all, we're not taught to even experience our own emotions or more or less deal with them. We're not supposed to experience our emotions as men. Men are not supposed to cry. What? Emotions? Feelings? Boy, you better put your feelings aside and tighten up. What's wrong with you out here in these streets? This is what we taught. So shoot, we better not like nothing deemed as not masculine openly. We sit here and we're cold-hearted to the LBG community. And I'm sorry if I mispronounced the lettering and any of that. That's not my intention. But we're a little insensitive to them because in all actuality, we were put in the same closet that they were in emotionally. We can't cry out in public. We can't show any emotion other than anger, inflict fear, right? These are things that we can do as men in public, but we are not supposed to seem like anything other than masculine in the public eye. Boy, you better not be out there looking soft. This is what they tell us. And then we want to get into a relationship with a woman and they expect us to be emotionally intelligent. Emotionally available as well. Wow. Wow. This game is rigged. This game is rigged. You mean to tell me we ain't supposed to be able to experience any of our other emotions, but then you want us to be familiar with them? You want us to be able to experience them with our partners? But we was crucified and exiled because we cried. We showed an emotion other than masculinity in a moment that someone else is visible. Someone else is present to see us in that vulnerable state. This is the doctrine that we grew up in, y'all. And then we wonder why. It's not a wonder no more. It's obvious. It's obvious why so many of us don't have no confidence as men, husbands, and fathers. And sad to say, sometimes grandfathers. Don't get it twisted. Some of our granddaddies are still dealing with some traumas that they ain't dealt with because they still questioning their masculinity inside of dealing with their man issues. That's so crazy that we as men have to question what our being is. I'm getting a little warmed up here because it's frustrating. We can have what we are being questioned because we show an emotion. What? The nerve, the audacity. Now the person feeling the way they feeling of us as a people, as a community. Shame on us that we've created this toxic atmosphere to where men cannot even experience their own emotions. Shame on us. And like I said before, then you want us to be emotionally available. You want us to know when to turn that masculinity off and be tender and calm with you as a woman. This is what society tells us. I'm sorry to let everybody know emotions are unisex, meaning that I don't care if you have a penis or a vagina, you experience every emotion that everybody else does. And all this separate yourself from your emotions is a bunch of BS. You can't separate yourself from your emotions. It's like removing yourself from your skin. Good luck. We got to start creating atmospheres that it's safe enough for us just to be ourselves, men and women, y'all. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you had a space where someone felt comfortable enough coming to you and being vulnerable? Let's take the onus for a second on ourselves for a second. When was the last time someone around you felt comfortable enough being vulnerable with you or around you? Let's do some work right now. Let's think about that. When was the last time you created an atmosphere where someone can walk up to you and say, you know what? Yo, RJ, I'm not feeling like myself. I don't like what I'm going through. I'm feeling less than a man right now. Because if you can't think or have someone in your mind that will come to you in that manner, we might be living a little wrong. So my thing now is this, y'all. After we've done this introspection and we've asked ourselves these questions, what are we gonna do? Because it's one thing to get the answers to questions, right? Answers without actions is nothing, though. I've learned that. I've asked many a questions. I have. My mentors will tell you. I got a heap of questions now, but their answers mean nothing if I don't take the action. So my challenge to you today is this: create a safe space for someone else to be vulnerable with you. Create an atmosphere that someone can feel comfortable with saying, you know what, I need some help, man. Yo, you'd be surprised of how many people are mentally unstable right now due to the pandemic. Yes, not to the fact that there was so many deaths and all those things, but due to the fact that they had to spend time with themselves mentally and they were not prepared for that. Let me tell you something. You allow yourself to go on a mental roller coaster, and it'll be the worst ride of your life. It'll take you in places and depths that you never thought you'd be in. And that's what happens when you got to sit down and deal with your thoughts. You got to deal with yourself. You got to find out what it is about you that makes you you. What makes you you? We all have individual fingerprints that we are designed to have differently. There is no two people on this earth with the same fingerprints. So that tells me there's something specifically different about each and every one of us. But it's our job to figure that out. It's our job to figure that out and then show that to the world. Let me tell you, easier said than done, like most things in life. But let me tell you, this pays way more than most and a lot more than many. So, with that being said, good people, I'm about to get up out of here. If you were checking out with me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Clubhouse, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're just checking this out, please go back and check the I'm saying check out the replay of this, the beginning of this live right here. I spoke out my heart. This is literally right here the fundamentals of us men rebuilding ourselves, rebuilding our character, our confidence. We got to just know ourselves, y'all. And we got to and us as a community, we have to make spaces and create atmosphere to where men can just come and figure this out. There's nothing worse than having a problem and not know where to take it. That's a hurtful feeling when you got to walk around all day long with a burden, when you just want to unload it and figure out how to deal with it. Try carrying a book bag full of bricks on your back all day long, not knowing where the end point is, and we're gonna put that bag down. During the midst of that day, you're gonna get tired. You're gonna get weary. You're gonna ask yourself, when can I put this down? When can I let go of this pressure? And then finally, when you get it off of your back, it's like, oh God, thank you for the relief. It's the same thing. We find out and figure it out what it is we got going on with us. It's a breath of fresh air. It's different, y'all. It's a whole different vibe. Blessings to you, King. Big bro, I see you down there, D-Way. King Larry, what it do? But like I say, y'all, and in order for us to really succeed as men, we got to get from around people that we think that we can't be vulnerable with to really figure out what it is that we want in life. It's time out for all this macho bullshit. It's time out for all this fake facade of being masculine and all this. It's time out for that. Men are out here really dying. We really losing kings out here. We are really losing people because they simply don't have a space to say, yo, listen, I'm not all right, man. It's deeper than the rap. We got to make sure, like, and this is why I say we got to make sure that we're creating environments to where someone that can just come to you and say, yo, listen, I need some help, bro. But listen, man, I'm not going to rehash this whole video. You want to get back into it and check it out, do me a favor. Hashtag replay wherever you checking this out at. If you are with me right now currently, thank you so much for pulling up. I'm going to get up out of here because it's about time for me to eat lunch and get myself ready to go pick up my children. This message came from my heart today, y'all. We really got to understand and know and go after what it is that we want and forget what everybody else is talking about, y'all. Forget it. Their opinion is only their opinion until you take it on. Let them keep that shit. Let them keep it, man. Their opinion is their opinion. You know you. And if you don't know you, it's time to figure it out right now. So with that being said, yo, I'm RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, your men's character and confidence development coach. If you have any questions, any concerns, if you want to work with your boy, hit the link in my bio, man. Don't waste no time. Get your ego out the way. If there's some work that needs to be done, let's get that work done and get past it. Because I'm telling you, the other side of whatever that you're going through is the best life that you want. I know it for a fact. I'm getting over hurdles each and every single day, week, month, and year. And every time I cross one, it's the other side of where I want to be. It's the best part of life. So with that being said, get your ego, your pride out the way, and pick up some work. Let's go, y'all. It's 2021. It's about to be over. We about to pull up in a brand new year. Let's not bring that same nonsense into 2022, man. I know we say it every year, but this shit got to be the year that you check it for real and say, you know what? Nah, I'm serious right now. This got to be the year for that. We about to slide into a whole nother year. Don't bring the same nonsense with you. Let go of that needing approval nonsense. Start making decisions on what you believe. Make someone uncomfortable with your decisions. That's how you know you're doing the right thing, as a matter of fact, when people around you begin to get uncomfortable with the decisions you're making with your life. Stop making people uncomfortable. Because when you realize that people are uncomfortable because you're making yourself happy, you will then realize that they was never supposed to be in your life from the get-go. I hope you hear me today, y'all. I hope y'all hearing me today. Because this is real spill. Until we get past understanding what we are, who we are, what we want in life, nothing else makes sense. It doesn't make sense even worry about anything else. I don't care how many women you think you want in life. I don't care how many things you think you're going after in life. I don't care how many bags you're trying to chase. None of it makes sense if you don't know you. I'm just keeping it 100, y'all. Rock, I appreciate you. D-Way, I appreciate you. I'm just keeping it a stack, y'all. For so long, I was living this facade that I knew what I was talking about and I knew what I was going after. No, I was going after what I thought was socially acceptable based upon my surroundings. For instance, early in my life, I'm chasing skinnier women. Now, nothing wrong with a skinny woman. Nothing wrong with it, to each his own. But for me and my likings, I don't like it. I like my woman to be a little thicker. Yeah, a little meat on the bones. That's what I like. But guess what? It wasn't until a certain point in life that I was even okay to say, you know what, I'm okay with liking this. I was in groups where I'd be quiet when a woman walked past her I found attractive, and I'd be like, well, I'm not going to look at it because I don't want none of the other dudes to think less of me or to clown me. What? And I'm just being transparent right now, y'all, because I don't have no more skin in that game. I can care less what you judge me on. I woke up this morning completely fine with myself. So your like is extra. That goes to my mom as well. So if I tell my mama that, would you think that's gonna mean to anybody else? This morning I woke up totally okay with the man I used to be, with the man I am currently, and the man I'm going to be tomorrow. Completely okay with that. I've accepted that. Self-acceptance I'm working on daily. I appreciate the man I used to be, the things I used to do. Hell, I used to like a lot of them, if not all of them. But guess what? I've matured. I put away childish things. The good book says that when you was a boy, you did boyish things. As you were mature, you're supposed to put those things aside and become more mature and do manlier things. I paraphrased the good book, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm just keeping it a stack, y'all. We got to keep it real with ourselves first and foremost. And everything else will come. I promise you that. You be real with you, and everybody else has no other choice but to accept what you already accepted. That's all I got for y'all today, man. I'm about to figure out what I'm about to put in my belly right now because I am hungry. Like I said, man, to any men out there, you want to work with your boy, you're looking to increase your confidence, you're looking to increase yourself as a man, a father, a husband, a leader, holla at me, man. Let's put that work in together. I got a dope program. It's definitely comprehensive to where we can do things one-on-one. What steps do you take to find this appreciation for the present when you don't feel like you're meeting your personal goals? Oh, yo, fabulous question, Rock. Yo, you trying to keep me on here for a little second. But check this out. I got some more time for that. Yo, the first step you got to do is understanding you got to give yourself grace and space, my brother. Right? See, we get so caught up in letting people. Yo, do you get on my nerves? Go eat my pudding. Yo, what we got to do is realize that society, right, is exactly what it is. Only society. It doesn't dictate us. So when we give ourselves the grace and space, what that is appreciation of understanding that where I am right now for my life and for the journey that I'm on, I'm right on time. See, the only reason that this question is even possible is because we have the ability to look to the left and to the right of us during our journey. That's the only reason, Rock. The only reason why you would think to yourself, I'm not meeting my goals right now, or I'm not keeping up, is because, for two reasons rather. You know for a fact you're slacking, call a spade, right? You know for a fact you're just not giving it all your all. That's one side. Or the other side, you're trying to compete with somebody subconsciously. Or you're trying to say that you've done something so you can be praised by someone else. You can be approved by someone else. You got to check your intentions. That's the first step. Check your intentions. Why are you really doing whatever it is that your personal goal is? What's your personal goal and why are you doing? What's the nature and what's the core reason of the reason why you're doing what you're doing? Whatever the goal is, what's the core behind that? Because when you figure out your intentions, your natural intentions, your authentic reason for doing whatever it is that you're doing, then there's no other questions. There's nothing else there's no other thought process. You know right now in this design moment, you're where you're supposed to be. See, what you have to start doing is practice mindfulness. I express this to every man that I coach. Yo, Coach Love, what's good, baby? What's going on? Every man that I coach, I express to them, yo, you gotta practice mindfulness. See, we all drive vehicles, and this is one of my analogies that I use all the time. Yo, the car is set up perfectly for you to pay attention to how to live your life. Let me explain. When you drive a car, in the front of the car is this big ass windshield, right? You got this big piece of glass that's in front of you that gives you the ability to see what's going on, right? This big piece of glass. Now that allows you to see your entire front vision. Cool. That's its design. Now, inside of the car, they also give you a rear view mirror, right? That rear view mirror is a fragment of the size of the windshield, right? Stay with me now. I'm going somewhere with this. That windshield is a fragment of the size of the entire I'm sorry, that mirror is a fragment of the size of that windshield. And that mirror is designed to reflect into a big, big back window. Now, what does that all mean, RJ? Check this out. They only give you a small window, a small mirror to glimpse at what's going on behind you. Why? Because your focus should be on the big picture about what's ahead of you. I hope you catching this one. Your major focus should be on what's in front of you. You should only be taking a glimpse back every so often to make sure there's nobody coming up behind you. You can see something coming up that you haven't, somebody's not coming on the other side. And then you get back to what you're supposed to be looking at, which is the road at hand. So I say all that to say this. Your personal goals should be realistic to what you're doing. And in order for them to be realistic to what you're doing, you got to ask yourself, why am I setting this goal? Now, it's all good, man. This is why I'm here, Rock. This is what I'm here for. We're just having a conversation, baby. Because the truth of the matter is, if we're not exposed to this stuff, how can we be expected to know it? Right? Because there's so many of us men that are in this space right now. We're doing the best we can. Oh my God. Trust me, I know. You are doing the best that you physically can. And you're not only doing the best that you physically can, you're doing all that you know to do. And that right there is where we got to change at. The exposure of what we know to do and how we handle situations. See, I've been exposed to two types of people, how they deal with situations. I've been exposed to people who have situations occur and circumstances occur and they bug out. Oh my God, I can't believe this. It's going down. And then I have another person I've been exposed to where situations and circumstances come and they get solemn and figure things out. Why did this happen to me? Could I have avoided this? Where did I go wrong in this? Where can I be better in this? Where's the lesson? This is the other side of it. So now that I've been exposed to both of them, right? I now realize, like, this one's blood pressure is not going to be as high as this one, first and foremost. Like, this one seems to be a lot calmer in life and seems to be a lot happier. I'm going to go over here and try this. And this is what we as men have to do. We got to start understanding and realizing that there's other ways to deal with things, y'all. And before we figure any of that out, we got to understand that we should be appreciated by us first and accepted by us first before we look for anybody else's approval or acceptance. So for real, y'all, now I really got to go. And D, as you said before, no, I'm not eating no pudding today, you fool. Anyway, that's my brother, y'all. If anybody is wondering, like, that's why I'm talking to him like that. That's my big brother. We go back and forth all day long. So anyway, anywho, yo, listen, to each and every one out there, please start giving yourself and the people around you grace and space to grow. If we start doing that, this world we live in, I'm telling y'all, will be a better place and an easier place to coincide with each other. That's my vision. So we can just live in peace. So with that being said, y'all, if there are no more questions, I see that. Make sure there's no more comments down here. Boom. Nope. All right. That was my last comment. Yo, listen, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in with me, bro. Listen, link up with me, man. Let's sit down and have a conversation together. Hit me on the link, schedule that, man. Yeah, no question, bro. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Each one teach one, you heard? We not out here supposed to be keeping this information to ourselves. That's an injustice to information, and it's pointless to a group that's trying to improve themselves. So tap in with me, become part of the squad, man. Let's get together, man. Let's get this thing cracking. Let's become better men out here for these streets, for not just ourselves, but for the generations to come. So with that being said, you guys know my energy. You know my vibe. If you're looking to work with me on any kind of level, hit the link in my bio and schedule an appointment. Today, like I said before, today is the last day of the 5-day challenge. It's been a phenomenal experience, and I cannot wait for all the testimonials to come up out of it so you guys can see and understand what the work is really going on behind the scenes, man. So with that being said, you know my energy, you know my vibe, and if you don't, I'm gonna put you on anyway. So pay attention. Be good to yourself first and foremost. Then be good to the people around you. But if you can't be good to the people around you, that's okay. Just get those people from around you. Yo, this is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. I want you to have a phenomenal day and be blessed. You know why? Because I am, and I promise. Yo, Bernard King, I see you down there. Blessings to you. I'm out of here. Y'all be good. Peace.